called Spiritual Elevation After Hedonistic Intoxication. I'm just going to clarify, I'm not dissing drugs, but there's a part where you can do it so much that you're actually destroying yourself. There's a fine line between using it in a respectful, ceremonial, shamanic way to increase your, your spiritual evolution and open certain doors that, or get a preview of the movie you want to get to later. But at the same time, if you overdo it and you just kill your brain and you become brain dead like I was a few years back, that's not good too. So at the bottom, I got a dude smoking mad joints and a bomb entity with smoke at the end, being like, haha, Chris, I'm tricking you into giving you all my energy because we just grabbed me by the balls for years, he controlled me and I could not say no. I was not in control. Then in the middle, it's me with a knife. This is not the most clear picture, sorry. A guy with a knife and a burger with like cow legs coming at the bottom, because I guess at one point I also saw meatarian and eating the suffering and death of creatures that didn't deserve it, and so I was part of that. And then on the other side is the part that everyone goes straight when see the painting, always like, oh, great, is that? I think you're talking about some chicks. And but at the end, the back of the chicks on the head, it's like a deceiving face of like it's just sex and lust. It's like, Chris, it's like, I got you again, you don't own yourself, you're not in control, you're just like following these like lower instincts. So in this painting, me, a meditator, is getting to a place where I can finally release my higher self, which is all of it, doesn't have dreads anymore, because I'm so detached, I don't even take my heavy thoughts with me. And he cuts the chains to those addictions that I had in the past, and still kicking around, finding them still, I think we all do. And then that enlightened being goes and joins up the sun again, which is always a symbology of the higher consciousness of creation of God. So it always is the sun. Sort of boring, but yeah, it's understandable. Oh yeah. Next skateboard. This one is not so super spiritual. This is just about my love for toys. 80s toys in special. This is an amalgamation between Skeletor from Master of the Universe, and you got pieces of Spider-Man and Spawn and G.I. Joes and the Ghostbusters and Bret the Hitman Hart from WWF's leg. And you got the fist of Spider-Man and Sam Dilsner, and you got Optimus Prime leg from Transformers, and then you got Cobra Commander at the top and like a stormtrooper at the bottom. So it's just fun, It's on a skateboard that my dad found in the garbage, 80s mode. So they didn't have trucks and also let them on. Just fun stuff. This one is more about traveling. This one's it's about traveling around Mexico. As I told you, I got addicted to hitchhiking after that first tree climbing and hitchhiking adventures. So I was changed, and I was like, okay, more synchronicities, more people, more flow. Okay, there's something, and I was so hungry for the other side, because I suffered so much on the dark side. So I was like, okay, please, I need more people. So through synchronicities, this guy said like, oh, I got a house in Mexico, you can stay at. The end he flipped out on me, but through that intention of me wanting to go to Mexico, I met this other guy who was going to Mexico by himself. And we both ended up going to Mexico, taking a bus through Canada and the States, all the way to Texas, and then hitchhiking for 5 weeks down the west coast of Mexico, all the way to Guatemala. And it was like amazing. I learned so much on that trip. I learned how to meditate, how to do yoga, and I did San Pedro de Palenque ruins. No, San Pedro, I did mushrooms, a lot of mushrooms at the Palenque, and then you can see the pyramid at the bottom. And you can see the map and my friend. And basically, I did a little painting in each place I hit on that trip, and there was no up or down. I switched the board. I was just trying to get like all crazy, and just switch it up, and not be so mean, and just, that's life. Life's sort of like a mix of things that happen that in the end create the body of reality. The sad thing about this piece is that a year later I was showing it on a bar and somebody stole it. So yeah, somebody ripped it off the wall and took it home, or I think they took it home, maybe they threw it in the garbage, I don't know, but I never saw it again either way. But it sort of hurts, you know, because it's one of those things that I took on my back for like 5 weeks, expressing my soul, and it has all this captured energy, and it's gone. But whatever, at least I took a picture of it and I can share with you today. So I guess that's all that matters. This next one is also a board that I took on a trip. This is my first trip to Hawaii, the island of Maui to be more exact. Which is very relevant because we're in Hawaii. And that was on my third year of college, and I had a student loan. And I only had $900 left to my student loan to, you know, pay food, pay rent and stuff. And instead, I used it to buy a ticket to Hawaii and live 5 weeks on $50. And I took my tent and I took hopes that God would take care of me, and He did. 5 weeks went by. From the trees, I hitchhiked, I lived in the tent, you know, just let life do its thing on me, and it was awesome, and I learned tons once again. And I survived on crackers and jelly. It's not very healthy, but you know, humans can live, you know, on that. And that's the important part. And then I got back home and I got pay rent and all that stuff, so I think it's a good job. Well, I guess we'll do it at some point. But you got little pieces. If you know Maui, you might recognize a couple of pieces, but my favorite part, I guess, is at the bottom, where I spent Christmas Eve inside the Haleakala volcano. Some Hawaiian help me with that, and it was very special. It was very powerful. There was a lot of spirits in there shaking my tent that night. But I was all like, "It's the birth of Jesus. This got to be a good night." So no, it was. No? And the next day I wake up and there's no clouds because you're above the clouds, and I had a little radio. I was playing Christmas music, and I was all by myself. There was no presents for people. And it was a very unique Christmas. It was like the antithesis, like the opposite of what you expect of a Christmas. And that was very special for me, because sometimes you just gotta fuck with your reality in order to create a new one. Boom. This one's about feeling different. You know, it's called Proud to be a Freak. You know, skateboarders are freaks, and there's different kinds of freaks in the world, like Teen Wolf. And yeah, it's just expressing that. This one is called, you know what, the thing is, like, when I made my presentation, I made little notes at the bottom, but when I show it to you this way, there's no notes for me, so sometimes I gotta like rack my brain trying to remember my titles. But this one's called Mystic Man. It's also a piece I did in Maui in 2003. Oh my god, 5 or 10? Jesus Christ, okay, I've been drilling off too much. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you titles. Okay, Mystic Man is about being mystical. Astral Body Awake. It's about awakening your astral body, and you can get into a lot of fun little juicy details. Absorb it, look at the face at the bottom, eyes and vagina lips, and then at the top, a lot of release and etc. This one's called this one's called the Dream of the Ant, where I imagine that reality that we know is the dream of an ant, you know, so the ant's dreaming a dude who's then dreaming, and etc, etc. I don't know, maybe it's real. This one's called Religions at a Party, and it's basically me saying like, dude, like, why can't all these religion icons just hang out at a party and hang out? They don't like it, they probably like each other, so stop fighting religions, come on. This one's called this one's called Split Personality. It's basically, once again, my dualistic self, you know, positive, negative. Lady Lotus, meditation, chakras, blah, blah, blah. This one's called Apocalyptic Entity, Awaiting in the Astral Plane. I guess the title's self-descriptive. This one's called DMT. The one and only time I did DMT. This is a little bit of the way I felt when I had all this like crazy mandalas shooting on my face for 10 minutes that I cannot explain, and then I was back to normal. I was like, that really happened? Fuck. But I made a skateboard out of it, and that's the one. Concrete Wave, the guy skateboarding on water, because I like to mix surfing culture with skateboard culture. I like the flow and the spirituality of that kind of skateboarding. Here's where I was gonna go on a huge rant about me doing skateboards for all the different brands, but who cares? These are a few of my skateboards I've done. I've done probably like 100 skateboards for brands now, which is awesome because I get to reach thousands of kids around the world, giving them a positive message, doing something different than every other skateboard brand that are always about stalls and destruction.